Okay, today we're going to be making some homemade lye soap with coconut oil. What you need is distilled water, your coconut oil, and lye. The other part of the equipment is you're going to need a mixing bowl, your mixer, a metal spoon, molds if you want to use molds, or you can use Tupperware containers. You need towels to cover it, cardboard to cover it so it stays warm, and a scale of some sort so you can measure out your ingredients. Now I will tell you this, your coconut oil you need 30 ounces of, but you have to melt it. You don't want to boil it, you just want to melt it until it becomes clear, which I already did. See, that's the coconut oil. That's ready to go. So now we just got to mix the other stuff. Okay, what you want to do is turn on your scale.
You want to film it?
Yeah, go ahead, you film it. You want to turn on your scale. Now you see what happens when you put something on it, it registers it. So what you have to do is hit 0, the ZT, and it puts it back to 0. Now this is going to be 5.44 ounces of lye.
And you don't need no special kind of lye. Just go to your hardware store in the plumbing section and pick it up. It just has to be 100%. Slow down. How much you need?
5.44.
Okay.
And guess what? We're going to have to stop here for a second because I have to go get the other container. So hold that thought. Okay, ready? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Back on track here. Now this is what we got to do it nice and easy. Ah, too much. Not too little. This gets tedious because you have to add to get it just right. Shoot.
What are you going for?
5.44.
Now, if for some reason you can't get 5.44, you always want to go under what you need, never over.
Yeah, because then it won't mix right.
So if he can't get and I would just go there.
Yeah, because it's not registering the 0.4 for some reason.
It happened to Becky too. So.
There.
Okay, so we're just going to use 5.4.
Okay. Now that that's done, you need 13.6 ounces of water. See, now we got to zero the scale again.
You got to put it on.
I did put it on and zero it again. Okay. It is on ounces. Okay. Now, this is the easy one because you can always pour and pour back. Now you need 13.6.
You also want to use distilled water. You don't want to use well water or city water. It may not turn out right. I've always used distilled.
Now you use two, and that is too much. Still too much. Perfect. 13.6. Okay. Now, what you got to do that, you would melt your coconut oil. Like I showed you. You already did. I already did. And that's in the pot. That one's ready to go. Now what you want to do here is add your lye to the water. Never the other way around, because if it splashes, it'll burn you. Always have vinegar on standby, because if you get some of the lye water on you, put the vinegar on it, it neutralizes it. Now you want to take a metal spoon, no plastic, because this will get hot and stinky. Let me take it off the scale. And you want to mix it until it's nice and clear. Don't put the camera too close to it, the fumes might screw it up. Anyway, just keep mixing it. Now, you see, I don't know if you can see the smoke coming off of it or not, but you see how it gets hot?
You don't want to do this with pets or kids around either.
Because if they get it on them, or they may try to drink it, it's poison. It's kind of funny, though, you're using poison to make something that's good for you. Now, once the lye is dissolved in the water, you want to let it sit and cool down, because it's got very hot. You want to let it cool down to about room temperature. It's about between 80 and 100 degrees. Well, 100 degrees is exactly room temperature. It'd be kind of warm for me.
Yeah. I like 60.
You like 50.
Yeah, well.
Okay, now that that's done, it's a matter of sit and wait. So for you it'll be quick. For us, we gotta wait.
Okay.
Okay, so now we gotta do the oil, 30 ounces, since now our other stuff is cool. And once again, back up a little bit. Okay, you zero the scale. Now it has to be 30 ounces. Boom. Hey, we didn't have a mess. Okay, so now this is good. So, can you reach up with one hand and take the scale? Mm-hmm. And I will take this and move this, and I will be right back.
We also decided that we're going to use some essential oils. And we picked Sweet Orange. I can get it to focus. I ain't doing such a good job. Oh well. That's what we're using.
Now, if you use an essential oil, if you really want to get the smell, you have to use the whole bottle. But you don't add it just yet, because the lye will disintegrate it. So now that you've got your oil, it's good to go. Your lye water mix, down to 100 degrees. Pour. Now you want to mix it up a little by hand.
You want to take over and I'll do this? No, I mean.
Now you can, if you don't have an electric mixer like we have, you can use it by spoon.
By hand.
By hand. Well, spoon.
Yeah.
It will take forever.
But you can do it. You don't have to go out and buy anything fancy.
And you know what I forgot to do?
What?
Plug it in.
You want me to hold that?
Hold this a second. I have to plug in our electric mixer. That helps if it has power.
You don't need no fancy bowls or anything.
Just make sure they're good heavy plastic when you mix it. It's the only time you can actually use plastic is when you're mixing it. There we go. Now you can use the mixer.
Okay.
Okay. Now you want to set that spoon in something. You don't want to just leave it around on a table. Okay, now you want to only use the mixer part 20 seconds at a time. Make sure it's all the way in the bottom before you use it so you don't splash. And then stir around. You want to do this until it becomes to what they call trace. It'll be like almost like a soft pudding. Now, if you just keep mixing until it comes to that way, it'll be a pain in the butt to work with because it'll get hard and clumpy.
Should I go ahead and add it?
Yeah, now I would add that. Now that you got a good mix on it, you want to go ahead and add your smell. That doesn't sound right. You want to add the scent you want to make it smell like.
Smells good.
Okay, I'm going to cut it here now until we get to where it's trace.
Okay, it sort of came to trace. You don't want to overdo it because...
It'll make it hard to work with.
Yeah, it will. And this is what trace looks like. It's when you can take your spoon and make
lines.
Yeah, and it looks like pudding. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in the mold.
Now we have a mold, if you can see by my hand, it actually will make individual bars.
You don't need nothing fancy. They show them the other mold.
I mean, we got
those at Walmart for like $3.
Dinosaur shapes, and you can also use these, but these you'll have to cut.
They're also kind of hard to take out of the mold.
Now we've made this coconut oil soap before, and I tell you what, it lathers up real good and it feels real good. You can even wash your hair with it. It is really good.
I want to tap that. Here.
Yeah, you want to tap it down so it fills in the mold. You can always take a spoon and smooth it out too. Just don't use your fingers. It is not, because until it sets,
You've got that.
You've still got that lye in there. While she's doing that, I'll smooth it out a little bit. Here, take the spoon and smooth them out. Now, it may not look much like soap right now, except for the color.
We don't add coloring to ours because we like it to be as pure as possible.
Now, don't forget, I gotta lay the cardboard on this.
Alright, yeah. I guess I should take some of it off, huh?
Those two on the end there.
I'm gonna go get
It
my
won't
rag.
stick to the cardboard. Now, what's the other mold you want to use?
I want to use
One of these.
It's kind of hard to, I guess I'll stir it again.
It's getting there because it's starting to set up already. Okay, so now this one is all set. It will settle some. And now we're using a Tupperware, no, it's not Tupperware,
No,
a Glad container. Now when that hardens up, we'll show you how to slice it to make the individual bars. Now you just got to smoothen that out. This is easy. You just shake, shake it, shake it, shake it. And there you go. Now you have the individual bars and the big loaf. Now I want to make sure I know I know she's going to be bitching.
Here.
So I want to really get a good smooth. Don't worry about excess on the sides because it won't come up with the bar. But just remember when you're done to clean your mold. So you have to lay a piece of cardboard on there and you want it to look as much as like a good bar of soap as possible, right? Right there?
Yes.
Nice and smooth.
Put some more on that end. Yeah. No, this one.
This one too. So I'm going to scrape and put smooth.
You keep missing it. Okay, there you go.
Scrape. Scrape.
These molds are really nice. I mean, even
You
the
can-
cheap ones at Walmart that I got for like $3.
This one was a little extra. We got it off Amazon. The only reason why we got this one because it does make the individual size bars. And I think that would be a lot easier.
The other ones I had was mainly for kids. You know, like mustaches and lips and
Birthday
dinosaurs
presents.
and presents.
Yeah.
I wanted more of a bar.
Now, what you gotta do, this is the pain in the ass part, because it involves a lot of weight. Get them together.
Now the thing I like about the Glad tub is it has its own lid.
Yeah,
so
you
you
don't
just
have
throw
to
the
put-
lid on.
You don't have to put anything over it. See, now like this here, piece of cardboard to cover it. Don't push down on it because then you will have a problem. And then you want to cover it with some towels because you need to keep the heat in so that it sets right. Now, it's not going to be ready for 24 hours.
So you want to put it somewhere where it's not going to be disturbed. You're not going to disturb it.
And tomorrow comes, there we go. You'll get to see the finished project. See you then. Okay, it's been 24 hours. So, time to unveil the soap. Yeah, it came out a little crispy, but it'll still work. And with these molds, boom,
Look how easy that was. And this is the perfect size for soap. I don't care. I
See,
mean,
look at that in your hand. It's like right there. Now we are going to clean the edges up a little bit. What you can do with that is
here, get this one out. Show
a potato peeler.
them how that comes out.
Now, you can't use this right away. You have to let it sit for 3 weeks. You know, let it really firm up.
The longer it sits, the better the soap
Now
is.
this one, a little tougher, because you got to make sure it's past
Let me
the
get a knife
sides.
and cut around it.
Yeah, I better do that. Hold on.
Bring on with potato peeler and all.
The silicone molds are really good because it's, you know, 1, 2, 3 getting out.
It does make a mess. I mean,
Now, with this here, you have to get the air in there, get it away from the sides. That's the bad part.
some people, when they use those containers here, they put plastic wrap inside and put a band-aid. Put a rubber band around the outside. I'll keep it in place. And then it's a little easier to
Now
get
this, see that? The size of that, this has to be cut. It's still a little slimy. I guess maybe the humidity. And I better get a bigger knife, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, well in the meantime, see, like some of this here has a rough edge. You just want to smooth it. See? Make it pretty. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you can do the top too if it's a little rough, but once it gets all nice and wet, it's all good. And there you go, nice and smooth. That's it. Look at that. Let me get a knife and I'll show you how to cut this. I'm going to get that dull last release pad. I don't know if you can do it. This is good for soap only because the blade went
Wait a minute.
dull. Yeah, the blade went dull. So it'd be perfect for this. Once you use it on this, unless you really clean it, you might want to keep using it on this. See, look at that. See? It's not as long as those, but
It's longer. It's not as pretty. I mean, but it's soap. I mean, who cares if it's pretty? It's gonna wash your ass.
and there you go.
And that lather is really good. Good for your hair. Shampoo your hair in it.
And then this just gets soaked up. That's garbage. And there we go. That was that whole big one there. Now, I'm going to take the cardboard we used to cover it so that it can really cure up for a couple of weeks. And I'm not going to wait 3 weeks and put another video up there. You all know that you have to let it sit and really cure up for 3 weeks. So, next month I think I'm going to try the goat's milk soap and see how we do with that.
I've been wanting to try the olive oil.
That's what it is,
yeah.
olive oil and goat's milk.
So.
Okay, well, see you next time.